Hello everyone, good morning. We'll begin the session in 2 minutes. Ma'am, should we begin?
I think we should start, Monali.
Okay, ma'am. A very warm welcome and ardent morning to one and all present here. I, Monali Patil, President of IUCEE Student Chapter, welcomes you all on today's session, A Happy Trail. I specially welcome IUCEE Student Chapter Coordinator, Mrs. M. Swami, our today's resource speaker, Mr. Aniket Joshi, our event evaluator for IUCEE Leaderboard, Mr. Saeed Majidullah, and last but not the least, all the wonderful audience. Next, I would like Aishwarya to take over. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Okay, thank you, Monali. Hello, everyone. Good morning. As we all know that socialization is the key to enhancement, we all come across people directly or indirectly get influenced by their presence. In this age of digital influence and knowledge, it is very important to stay connected with the world we work in, our own respective fields, making our own special identity to be reckoned with, which is to be successful in building our own brand. Myself, Aishwarya Patil, welcomes you all to the happy trail of acquiring the same guidance and enlightenment and witnessing this grand journey. Today, I feel delighted and pleased to announce that we have a very powerful personality as a speaker for this session, Mr. Aniket Joshi. Aniket sir is a dynamic vocalist, multi-instrumentalist, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and has been invited as a 7 times TEDx speaker with a recent one at TEDx COAP. Musically, he is a disciple of Padma Shri Suresh Wadkar. Academically, he has pursued his BTech in Mechanical Engineering from NMIMS University, followed by MBA in Operations Management from ICFAI Business School. He has also conducted counseling sessions and mock interviews as a pre-placement preparation at various engineering and management schools. He is also a certified Lean Six Sigma Black Belt. His research areas include vibrational acoustics, musical instrument design, Kaizen, and continual process improvement. Presently, he is working as assistant manager at Corporate Procurement Group at Reliance Infrastructure. He is the founder of Musico Positive, which is an initiative to spread positivity through music. He is also a freelance counselor and process improvement consultant. Cannot forget to mention, he is also an associated with IUCEE as a social media marketing consultant. I request Mr. Aniket Joshi sir to take the stage and guide us with his thoughts. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Aishwarya, for that wonderful introduction. And I hope I'm able to add value to all the journeys which all the students are going to interact with me, and everyone has got their respective journeys, and they may be from a different perspective, from a different domain, but all of them should be able to relate. That's all. That's the aim which I have, and I look forward to add value to this event. Very happy, very honored and privileged to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Sayanshu and Shringal, please take ahead.
So let's start with the most awaited session for today. Sir, let's start with your past. How and why did you choose mechanical engineering as your specialization?
Just to start with, I always had a scientific mindset, so due to which I was good at subjects like mathematics, physics, chemistry, and due to which I went into engineering. And then, if you ask me why mechanical engineering, so the reason is whatever you are studying out there in the books, you can actually see it happening around you. Every small activity which you do in your day-to-day lives is associated with mechanical engineering, with small concepts maybe. So all that application, when I saw that huge amount of application being practiced in a day-to-day life, so I thought that it would be better to take up a field wherein whatever is written in the book, I can experience it practically, I can see it happening around me. So this is one of the reasons for me choosing mechanical engineering. And I would say that it is one of the toughest specializations to pursue, for sure. And I've been through it, I've been through the process, and it's an amazing curriculum, I must say, because all the subjects are very closely interwoven and interrelated. You cannot afford to even miss a single topic, because today, suppose you're in a third semester or a fourth semester, if you skip one topic, you will get an entire subject based on that topic in future. So you don't have any scope for skipping things over there. So it's a kind of a very wide perspective specialization, I must say. And we are adaptive as mechanical as we can. Anything. I mean, you give us coding, give us logics, give us anything, we can do anything. That's what a mechanical engineer's perspective is.
How was your journey from engineer to MBA, dynamic vocalist and multi-instrumentalist, and finally to TEDx? What keeps you going?
What keeps me going, I would say that the zeal to learn. I would suggest this to everyone. Please keep learning something. Stay inquisitive. Stay open to learn. If you keep learning something in your journey, it adds a lot of value to you, as well as you get to interact to so many people, and you get to add value to their lives as well. So the curiosity and the inquisitiveness to learn has been the driving force for me. I still strive to be a student like all of you. I still believe that I am still a college going student like all of you, and draw and extract all the energies out of all the budding engineers over here, because I still feel like home. I mean, I passed out my BTech in 2016, but since then I've been looking for opportunities to interact with young engineers. That's because it makes me feel at home. I feel that we are on the same ground, we are on the same page, and we are not competing, we are collaborating, and that's about how to go about it. So after that, after my engineering got completed, I had interest into processes and process improvements, the parameters, the controllable factors, the uncontrollable factors. So all these things we had been studying in our mechanical engineering, processes, the importance of process parameters, and etc. So what we did was, I just thought about it, that how to go about this, because people always have a question, why MBA after mechanical engineering? So whatever choices you have been making in your journey, or the choices which you would make in your journey ahead, you should be able to justify it logically. If you are able to justify it logically, you're on the right path. So since I had interest into processes, so I chose operations management as my specialization and went on to do my MBA. After that, even the interest got multiplied and increased. So I did my Lean Six Sigma green belt, followed by academics is concerned. As far as music is concerned, I was 8 when I started playing the keyboard, and then with curiosity and the eagerness to learn, I went on to learn many other instruments, and as of today, I am able to play a total of 10 musical instruments, and I also sing. So it has been a very organic kind of a journey wherein self learning has also been one of the most important driving forces for me, because I never had a guru since a long time. I mean, when I met Suresh ji, who is my first guru in music, I met him in 2017. So by then, I had already traversed approximately 15 years into the field of music. So it has been a kind of a hit and trial experience, and it was validated by the maestro himself. And it feels blessed that when such a personality validates your musical knowledge, your musicality, you get inspired that whatever you have been doing, whatever efforts you have been putting, they have been in the correct direction. So, as far as self learning is concerned, my approach was always to learn from good people, listen to good music, try to differentiate between good and bad music. So, uh, unfortunately, as of today, we have got bad music as well coming out there. So, you need to differentiate it and then pursue it. So, that's how it has been. And feel blessed and feel very happy that I've been doing pretty well, and would look forward to make all of you proud. And that's it.
Sure, sir. Sir, do you remember any specific experience of where you should wish that your industry had done something differently? Or if you were to do it over, what would you change?
I would say I look forward to change the entire education system for sure, because the way we have been pushed into engineering, many of us have been pushed into engineering. We may find answers to it, that why this stream, why this domain, but one needs to find this answer himself or herself, that what he or she has to do in her future or his future. That's very important. And the way our educational system has been designed, it brings a lot of I would say a lot of process based curriculum into perspective. I mean, you don't have many streams to look forward for today. Many streams are getting opened up. People are getting open about taking entrepreneurship, or maybe arts, or maybe public speaking as a profession. So we are looking at various professions which are coming up, which are new. But having that confidence to choose that, and having that zeal, having that comfort zone, our education system needs to provide us with that comfort zone, that we are able to choose what we love. So I would say that if I could change something, I would look forward to change this, so that at grassroots level there's a change, and going forward everyone knows what they want to do in their lives. Because I believe that every single person has got a special talent, and we just need good opportunities to identify that. And our educational system should give us those opportunities, so that we are able to identify them and build up upon it. As far as my own journey is concerned, I would say that I should have been more attentive in terms of attending my C++, and Java classes. So when I got my first job after MBA, there was a lot of application involved. But since I was good at logic, and I was good at architecture, I managed it somehow and learned it over there. But so you can never skip a topic which you are being taught in your first year. It's a moral from there. So that is one thing. Apart from that, I don't regret choosing anything, because whatever choices I've made, I've learned a lot out of them, and whatever happens for the good. So believing in that, I wouldn't make many changes in my journey. I'm pretty much contented and satisfied with what I have. I'm able to interact to n number of engineering students as of today, and it feels happy that I'm able to extract and get inspired from all your energies. So that's how it has been.
Sir, as you have done research in Kaizen and continual progress improvement, Can you bring light on how it will be helpful for engineering students?
So Kaizen in itself means change for the better, and continual process improvement means improving on a continual basis and trying to get your parameters right, your process parameters right. So if you consider a process, there are always two kinds of factors over there. One are controllable factors and the others are uncontrollable factors. So even if you consider an equation mx plus c, so c is a constant, you cannot do anything about it, but m is a parameter, I mean m and x, these two values majorly control the overall equation, the value of y. So we have been taught y equal to mx plus c. What do we learn out of it? Controllable factors and uncontrollable factors. So the constants, you cannot do anything about it, they are going to be there always, you cannot have a control over it, but you can definitely have a control over coefficients of x, that is m. And so it's that approach wherein you look forward to improve your results by having uh, a command over your controllable factors, trying to improve them on a continual basis till you reach a zero error kind of a scenario, which is rare. And even I would say in medical diagnostics and medicine field per se, we expect a 0% kind of an error, even in an industry like aviation, where you're probably designing an aerofoil, or you're probably repairing a plane, overhauling an aircraft. In such spaces, you require such precision, wherein you don't have any scope for errors, because if you commit errors over there, it is going to cause you lives. So this is how that approach goes. Also, it focuses a lot on the human factor analysis. So if you look at various incidents or accidents which happen, Bhopal gas tragedy, then various such accidents which shouldn't have happened, but they happened because there was a human factor involved there. So we all are human beings, we are not machines, and getting a hold of the human factor is a very important element for every process, because we play a major role in what the output of the process is going to be. So this is also one of my interest area, human factor analysis, and that's how it has been. Interest into processes got me here, and I'm happy that I've been taking this forward and applying it in a day-to-day basis. I mean, you have your routines, you have your examinations, so every one of us is following various processes in our day-to-day lives. So try to optimize those processes and try to improve yourself, make yourself a better person every day, so that will help you get the approach right. So that's all about Kaizen and continual process improvement.
Yes, sir. So before moving to the next question, I would like to tell the audience about a term called process improvement consultant. It means that someone who creates innovative solutions and strategies to improve the performance of any organization or a business. So, sir, as a process improvement consultant, what is your advice to the students looking forward for a startup?
As far as startups are concerned into the process improvement domain, see, as Indians, we all know how efficient we are, and we definitely need to improve our efficiencies. If we compare ourselves with Japanese or Chinese, they are just fantastic at as far as precision in processes is concerned. They're so organized, and we just need to have that approach. So I'll just narrate a small incident which happened. I was traveling on a train. I was returning from one of the musical events in Vadodara, and I met one of the CEOs of one of the manufacturing industries based in Vadodara. So we started talking. Since he was from the manufacturing domain, we struck the resonance over there and started talking about his industry. And then he fortunately he invited me to his industry, and as a consultant, that please come to our industry and help us. How can we improve on our outputs, on our throughputs? How can we reduce our wastes? How can we implement lean methodologies, etc. So I visited their plant, and what I observed was that in India, many manufacturing companies may have ISO certifications, TUV certified, QMS certified, all the I would say almost all the certifications which quality management prescribes of. But having those certifications and complying with what you had done when you acquired it, so getting a certification is fine. I mean, when the audit takes place, the auditors would come, they would review all your processes. At that time you make it fine. I mean, make it look like as if it's everything is perfect. But once you've got the certification, you need to comply with it, right? I mean, till the next renewal, no one is going to check that if you are following all the processes or not. But as Indian manufacturing companies, we need to optimize these things, and we need to apply these things throughout our processes. I mean, not only to acquire certifications, like even if you consider a degree for that sake. So if I'm a mechanical engineer, I should be able to apply that knowledge somewhere. I'm just not fetching a degree just for a namesake or for a piece of paper. It needs to be applicable. I should be able to add value to the organization I'm working in. So it goes that way. So that's how a process improvement consultant's approach is. So we review all your processes. We would suggest what you can improve upon, what you cannot. And there are a lot of aspects as far as process improvement is concerned. So reducing your wastes, implementing lean methodologies, then improving your efficiencies, optimizing your process parameters, and number of things involved in process improvement. But it's a very interesting field to pursue, and a lot of scope, since we need to match the efficiencies of countries like Japan, Germany, China. So there's a lot of scope as far as this domain is concerned.
Yes. So, in this amazing journey of your life, what was your first win that made you confident that you're doing the right thing?
Uh, First win, I would say winning has never been important for me from day one itself. I have always had this approach of an accompanist. So since I started playing instruments first, and then I started singing. So when you are playing an instrument, you are supporting the vocalist. You are not leading the group. Okay. So in that case, participation becomes so important over there, because if you stop playing the instrument, the performance is going to get spoiled and the vocalist won't be able to sing. So I have had this accompanist approach in my life also. Participation has been the key for me, and learning something out of whatever I do. Winning or losing has never been a consideration for me, because it is something which comes organically. I mean, if you want to win something, you may win it, but you should be able to learn something out of that experience. That's what is important as far as winning or losing is concerned. Secondly, I thank my faculty who have been so kind, and we have been like a family, and they've been very supportive as far as my entire journey is concerned. uh, I've been in touch with them, I'm still in touch with them. So your mentors, your gurus, these are the people who motivate you and show you the correct direction. So winning or losing doesn't decide or doesn't define anything as of today. We are living in a world wherein we need to start to learn to collaborate and not to compete. This isn't the era to compete. This is an era to collaborate and move together in our journeys. So that's what my approach is.
Yes, sir. Sir, we would like to hear from you that how you get invited for your first TEDx.
Okay, so this was way back in 2017. So I passed out from my mechanical engineering in 2016, wherein I had created a project. So all of you may be knowing that we need to create a final year project in order to pass our exams. In the end, I mean, before you're awarded a degree, you need to submit a final year major project which is related to your stream itself. So I had innovated one of the musical instruments called mandolin. I had done a detailed frequency analysis, a modal analysis, as they say, of the instrument, and created two new innovative designs of the instrument, which were resonant as far as the vibrational acoustics is concerned, and they were better in terms of sound, in terms of peak to peak intensity of sound, the quality of sound which they produced. So I had drawn this line joining my passion and my academics over there. And one of the engineering colleges that's called as JSS Academy of Technical Education in Noida. So they saw this post of mine on Facebook that I'd put a picture of my black book over there. So they were very curious that what had I done, because as far as TED is concerned, if you ask me its full form, it says technical, then entertainment and design. So all these three elements were covered in my project. So due to which they invited me, and due to being a vocalist, the entertainment element definitely comes into play, and that's how it happened. And it was very unexpected. I did not aspire to be a TEDx speaker. I didn't even know what it is, but that's how it has been. As I say, it has been very organic. As things have been coming up towards me, I've been trying to fetch them and learn something out of them.
Wow. So eminent singers like Shankar Mahadevan, Mahesh Kale has been engineer. So do you think there is some connection between engineers and singers?
There definitely is some connection. I mean, we may not be able to define it, but as actually as human beings, music is a huge part as far as Indian societies are concerned. Uh, we we live in a society. We are born and brought up listening to amazing music. I would say, being in Maharashtra, we are very rich as far as music is concerned, and we should be feeling very blessed that we are born and brought up in such cultures, because not every state has got so rich cultural I would say cultural wealth. And so there lies a connection in the approach also. So as engineers, we are equipped to be technically sound. In music also, you need to be technically sound. As engineers, we look forward to improvise. As musicians also, we are expected to improvise and build up upon what we have started. So there lies a connection for sure. Maybe someone is able to define it in future. Some things should be left undefined, as they say. So this is that undefined kind of a connection which definitely exists.
Yes, sir. Sir, as a music lover, I really want to ask you that did music act as a stress buster during your engineering days?
So yes, music did play a very important role as far as my engineering is concerned. So I proudly say every time that I never got a re-exam in my entire engineering journey. So it's a tough thing to do that. I know people may have experienced getting re-examinations in some or the other subjects. It's not. I mean, it's not something which should be. An area of concern for anyone, but this is how it has been. So I believe that music has been something which helps me to channelize my energy, get a good space of mind, uh, free your mind of all the stress. So when you're doing music, you don't remember anything, whatever stress you have, or if you have got any task which need to complete, you can keep it aside and do music, and then you get all the energy to uh, carry your day-to-day activities. So I would say another omen which I used to follow during my engineering was I always narrate this incident that I used to listen to a particular song before every exam. So I believed that listening to that particular song made me pass that particular exam. So I used to do this during my engineering days, and I'll sing that song in the end if possible. So there's one incident which happened with me. We were so typically before every exam, everyone is revising their knowledge and their stuff. I mean, whatever they have studied, they keep revising it. That till the last moment, they are reading all their books and notes. And I was the one who was listening to this song, and there's 5 minutes remaining for the exam to start, and the invigilator, as usual, our teachers are too sweet. They just call us inside that andar aa jao, please, paper start hone wala hai. So I was like, there were approximately 3 minutes remaining for the song to complete and 5 minutes for the exam to start. I told the invigilator that, sir, do minute bas ye gana khatam ho jaye, fir main aata hu. So this is one of the incidences which happened with me, and it has been good. Believing in such omens also helps you boost your confidence. So if even if you consider cricket for that sake, some people have this mindset that don't sit in a specific position and watch the match. So if you get up, the wickets fall over there. So that kind of an example, but yes, if you believe in it, it works for you. That's what I have to say.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to ask you, as people love listening music, can music therapy help people who are trying to get rid of any addiction?
As far as addiction is concerned, I would say addiction in itself is a very negative term, and music in itself is very positive. So music can help you fight any kind of negative energies for sure, but you need to give a structure to it. You need to channelize it in a particular way. So if you are addicted to something, you need to structurally engage into some activity related to music. It will surely help you come out of it. And all these addictions and whatever negative elements exist, these are weaknesses for us as human beings. So since we are not able to cope up with the daily stress, with whatever is going on in our lives, we get addicted to some such elements. So trying to get rid of this, music can definitely help you, as it helps you evoke positive energies, and your mind gets channelized. When you're listening to music, you're not thinking about anything. Your focus lies on the tune, on the frequencies, and the kind of feelings, the kind of expressions that music generates within a human being is something which is a research area, and it needs to be studied, that what kind of feelings or emotions do those 12 notes generate or evoke in a human being. So every note, every musical note, every single frequency evokes some kind of expression or feeling within a human being. So this is still an area of research, because there can be multiple permutations and combinations which the musician uses in his composition, and what impact do these musical note combinations have on a human being. So this is still an area of research. Indian classical music has been able to prove it to a great extent by choosing a certain combination or of notes in particular ragas. So that's how it is. It does help.
Right, sir. So, as we have seen that these days many people tend to keep aside their passion for sake of academics. What would be your advice to them, or any motivation for young engineering students who want to pursue their as career as an artist, be it as a singer, actor, like anything?
So if you believe that you're good at something, go ahead and pursue it. That's what I always say. You may be pursuing your engineering. Your engineering is definitely going to add value to your perspective in your life. It's more about application of how you apply the knowledge, as I say. I mean, your mechanical engineering knowledge may not be relevant every day in your life, but there's something which you have learned out of their entire engineering journey which you will get to apply on an everyday basis, on a daily basis in your life, which a student from other stream doesn't have. I mean, I am so sure about it. As engineers, you definitely have an advantage over others. You learn a few things which books do not teach you, and you organically apply these things in your day-to-day lives. You don't realize even that engineering has taught you that, but that's how it is. So identify that one thing which is special in you. Everyone has got one special ability for sure. Try to identify that quality, try to identify that ability and build up upon it. That's so important, because you should be able to feel that you are blessed with a quality. And when you feel blessed with the quality, you value it, you nurture it forward. Because if you don't know, it goes waste. If you have identified it and realized that what it is, then please go ahead and, if possible, pursue a career in that field. It will benefit you a lot. And if people are still in a search of what they're good at, this is a journey. This search never ends, and as soon as you find it, start building up upon it. That's it.
Right, sir. Sir, can you please tell us about your Musico Positive initiative and how it is making a difference in society?
So, Musico Positive is based on a small idea of spreading positivity through music. And it all started back in June 2020, last year. Just during the start of the pandemic, I realized after one of the performances. So I performed live last in February 2020. And after that event, I realized the power of music to evoke energies, to evoke positive energies into individuals. So there came up an idea wherein I look forward to deliver musical motivational talks at various colleges, institutions, corporates maybe, wherein I aim to collaborate with the local musicians of a city. So every city has got its own set of musicians who have been playing those instruments for a long, long time. But there's something which they lack. They lack recognition which they should get. The kind of contribution they have been making to the cultural heritage of that particular city, it needs to be identified. They need to be provided with the credit which they deserve for sure. And I look forward to give them that identity with this initiative. And in virtual space, I've already started teaching music. I've started teaching singing to people. In the process, I teach them the process the way I learned it. So since it has been kind of a self-learning journey for me, I never had a guru. And many of us as of today cannot afford to invest a lot of time, go to a proper guru and learn music. So if you cannot do that, you can definitely self-learn. You don't need a guru always to pursue what you love. So I teach these self-learning techniques. And then after the musician or the singer has reached a particular level, I expect the artist to build up upon it from there on. So I teach these self-learning techniques in music through Musico Positive in the virtual space.
Right, sir. And finding a right guru in this time is also very difficult.
Exactly.
Sir, we have seen your social media pictures with Padma Shri Shankar Mahadevan, sir. So, how was your experience meeting him?
So I met him in 2019, and I've been a huge fan of him since 2008. So it has been a long, long journey till I met him in physical presence. He's an amazing and a fantastic person, a fantastic human being, very down to earth. He is like a kid who is waiting out there to go on the stage and perform. So that innocence is still there, and it feels so happy to see such artists that they still have that innocence before going onto the stage. How a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old child would be excited to perform in front of an audience, the same excitement lies there. So I feel really blessed that I was able to meet him, and I'm able to be connected with him. He helps me to get inspired on a day-to-day basis. He's someone who inspires me, and I feel so special that I'm able to share my musical content with him, and he listens to it. So, what more do you want as a musician? That's an amazing feeling of satisfaction and contentment for an artist.
Great, sir. So, in your journey, what is your biggest risk that you have taken?
The biggest risk I took was my final year mechanical engineering project, because it was something which was very unconventional, and no one had done such project in their engineering journeys. Even my professors told me that just give a thought over it. Are you being too ambitious to do this, or you can actually do it? And I had my guide over there. He was my project guide, Professor Praveen Kumar Loharkar. He was the one who said that, Aniket, we'll see what happens. You go ahead and do it. I can see this happening for you. So that's a very important role which your gurus, your mentors play in your life, that they help you to challenge those limits and then overcome them. So this was one of the most riskiest projects, I would say, because typically people do final year engineering projects in groups of 3, 4, or 5. So in my case, I was the only one who was doing this project single-handedly. So if I failed, it was my failure. If it is success, it's my success. So that's how it is.
Right, sir. Sir, can you tell us how you got involved with IUCEE and your experience working with it?
So since I told you that I've been taking these music classes, so we have got Dr. Soham Sohani based in US. So he came in touch with me for these music classes, and I started teaching him music. So he told me about this overall initiative in which we are looking forward to improve the engineering education standards across the consortium colleges. So this was an amazing thought, which I thought I should be a part of. I should be able to contribute to it in some or the other way. So that's how I got associated with IUCEE, and it has been a phenomenal learning experience for me, being associated with IUCEE, wherein I get to interact with such experienced people. I even don't know that even I deserve it or not, but still I get to interact with them, learn from them. That's how it has been with IUCEE.
Right, sir. So, India recently became the biggest freelancer market in the world. So, as a freelance counselor, would you please tell us what it really requires to be great in that field?
As far as freelancing is concerned, I would say if you're a freelancer, you need to be multi-skilled. Multitasking is one of the abilities which you need to have. You need to be good at multiple things. If you have those abilities, that's why people are good at multiple things in India. That's why they are freelancers, and that's how they have been pursuing their fields. So you need to be good at multiple things. You need to pursue it, improve it, uh, try to focus on different areas at different points of time. So if I'm interacting with all of you as of now, I am in the role of a public speaker. After 5 minutes, if I'm going to sing for all of you, then I am in the role of a vocalist. So that's how you need to keep switching around with your abilities, and it helps you a lot. So these multitasking ability is one of the element which you need to have as a freelancer. And as far as counseling is concerned, since I love interacting with human beings, since I love interacting with students, uh, that makes me directed towards counseling. So that's how it has been.
Right, sir. Sir, as you have been invited for 7 times in TEDx, we would like to know that what qualities, according to you, are required to deliver a speech that will be heard and seen globally.
So one very important quality which you need to have is we have been I think chatting for the past 50 minutes and we still have 40 participants over here. So that itself is one of the achievements which you need to possess. You need to be able to connect to each one of them, and you need to be thankful to them that they have been listening to you. I'm being thankful to all of those 40 participants which are seated over here listening to us. Some may be getting bored, but please don't get bored. We are going to be musical in a while, so don't worry. I'm going to sing for all of you for sure. And you need to be able to connect on a one-to-one basis with one and all. I mean, if you are able to do that, you can be an amazing public speaker. As I said that this wasn't a plan. I mean, in 2017, I didn't know that I would go on to do these 5, 6, 7 TEDx speeches. But that's how the journey is. You keep on learning. You identify that yes, I am able to speak. I am able to speak effectively. I am able to connect with people. So if I am able to connect with people, I am a public speaker. So that's how it is.
Yes, sir. So as many students present here will be passing out in this year. So how should they tackle or begin the corporate life?
So as far as beginning your corporate life is concerned, for the first year of your corporate life, be open to things. Try learning as much as you can. Try absorbing things, and be very open to things. I mean, go with a blank mind over there. I mean, as you enter a lecture room on a maybe a Monday morning at 9 a.m., if you're entering a lecture room, you are totally blank what's going to happen during the day. Enter with that kind of a mindset into your company when you start working, because that helps you learn better. And if you're open to learning, you will start acquiring skills on a daily basis, and as you go on acquiring these skills, they'll help you in your journey ahead. And one thing which I say to the students of today and professionals of tomorrow, even working professionals as of today, I say please learn to say a no. It's very important in your corporate journeys, in your professional lives. There's a limit to everything. I mean, there's a limit to working, there's a limit to studying, there's limit to everything. You need to have compartments in your life. You need to compartmentalize your daily routines. So if I'm working for 8 hours, my music is waiting for me till those 8 hours get completed. But if I start doing my music after my work is over, my work has to wait for the next day to come. So there needs to be a limit to how we work, and this is an approach which we need to adapt. And I know it's a tough task, it's a difficult task, the way professionals demand. I mean, companies demand you to work for job description में ही वो लोग लिख देते हैं कि you could be working for extended hours. So working for extended hours is fine till your mind allows you, till you have that energy to deliver. You don't need to exploit yourself to deliver something. So learn saying a no wherever required. That's one of my suggestions.
Right, sir. Sir, you as a motivational speaker, many students here sometimes fall into the cycle of procrastination, or sometimes they feel a bit low on motivation. So how should they tackle it?
I would say that see, I am someone who is a non-IITian, non-IIM person delivering TEDx speeches out there. So whatever I have achieved, whatever little I am doing as of today, it is a summation of multiple experiences which I have had and what I've learned from them. So if learning becomes your motto, learning becomes your aim in your life, then there are no limits. Procrastination happens. I understand doing today's things tomorrow, waiting for more time lingering over jobs over there. But try to do your tasks in a very organized manner. If you've decided to do something today, you've been assigned a task today. If you have got the bandwidth to deliver that task, please deliver it on the same day, because it gets piled up, it affects our efficiencies. So as I said, that as Indians we are pretty much inefficient in the way we operate. So try to bring that small intent into yourself. No one would ask you to exceed your limits, but at least try to meet your bandwidth and deliver. That's what I would say. You have to motivate yourself. I mean, no one can come and do a task for you. We can just state a few statements that do this, do that, but in as far as call to action is concerned, you need to act yourself, you need to do it yourself. So that's how it is.
Yes, sir. So there are some questions from the audience. Sir, Shruti
Sure.
has asked, who is your heroic motivation in life and why do you consider him or her?
My heroic motivation in my life are I get inspired from two personalities. One is Bharat Ratna Sachin Tendulkar, and the other is Padma Shri Shankar Mahadevan. So apart from the professions, how they are as human beings, I mean, such fantastic human beings, so much to learn from them. So I try to learn more from them as human beings. They are obviously the best at their professions for sure. There's a lot to learn from them out of their professions also, the way they have handled their journeys. But as human beings, they are phenomenal, and there's a lot to learn from them as human beings, more than their professions. So these are the two motivations for me as far as I am concerned, and they still continue to inspire me in my journey.
Yes, sir. So our next question is, what would you like to suggest for freshers to be focused on?
I would say please start learning new age technologies, read a lot, and see, if you read 3 or 4 pages of a book, you will find something interesting. Try to dig deep into it and try to go into a detailed description for the same. So that's how learning happens. And once you get an interest area after reading several, I would say several content, so you'll get to specialize. You'll start specialization as a process. So how you specialize is you identify what you're good at, what you are interested into, you acquire skills, and then go ahead. So try to acquire as many skills as you can and be good as far as basics are concerned. I always say this: you may not be a very good mechanical engineer, but if you're a mechanical engineer, you need to be strong with your basics, because if you're not strong with your basics, your degree is not justified. No one is going to ask you in-depth questions. That's what you're going to learn in your professional journey. But you need to know the basics. And if you get the basics right, things will be easier for you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, so on your public demand and your cheerful willingness, we ask you to perform a song for us.
Sure. So I would like to thank each one of you who have been patiently here for the past 1 hour, and I really appreciate. I hope I have not bored you a lot. It's not a typical engineering lecture which is going on.
No, not at all, sir.
I call this as a social investment, as I get to connect with all of you, and really a blessing that I get to connect with all of you. Let me know what I can sing for you. You can just type it in the chat, whatever song you want to listen to. If I'm able to sing that song, I'll surely perform it. I should be knowing the song. And if I skip it, please get the message that I don't know that particular song. So I'll sing something for you for sure. Let me know what I can sing. So yes,
Sir, the song that you heard before the examination, for sure.
Sure. I'll start with that. Till then, you guys can type in the chat and let me know what you want to listen to. I hope my sound is fine, Shungal.
Yes, sir. It's perfect.
Okay. बगिया बगिया बालक भागे, तितली फिर भी हाथ न लागे। इस पगले को कौन बताए, ढूंढ रहा है जो तू जग में, कोई जो पाए तो मन में ही पाए। सपनों से भरे नैना तो नींद है न चैना, सपनों से भरे नैना तो नींद है न चैना। नैना रे नैना रे नैना रे नैना रे। So this was the song I used to listen before entering any exam, and it helped me a lot. So dedicating one song to the audience. Okay, I'll sing one song by my Guruji. It's called as Tumse Milke by Suresh ji. I'll try singing that. Just a moment, I need to adjust the mic. That's much better.
So you are not audible.
Hello, am I audible now?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. तुमसे मिलके ऐसा लगा, तुमसे मिलके अरमां हुए पूरे दिल के। तुमसे मिलके ऐसा लगा, तुमसे मिलके अरमां हुए पूरे दिल के। ऐ मेरी जाने वफा, तेरी मेरी मेरी तेरी एक जान है, साथ तेरे रहेंगे सदा। तुमसे न होंगे जुदा, तुमसे मिलके ऐसा लगा, तुमसे मिलके अरमां हुए पूरे दिल के। ऐ मेरी जाने वफा। So that was one of the songs dedicated to the entire audience, and we can have a few more requests for sure. If people are willing to listen to me, let me know if I can sing something. Oh Sanam, Teri Mitti. Okay, I saw those requests. I'll just sing. I'll sing both of them, I think. तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा, गुण बन के मैं खिल भी अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए तो दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा, चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे न रहे। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा, गुण बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा, तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। So that was Teri Mitti, and O Sanam is a very popular choice these days. So I'll sing that also for you. ओ शाम सवेरे तेरी यादें आती है, आके इस दिल को फिर यूं तड़पाती है। ओ सनम मोहब्बत की कसम, मिलके बिछड़ना दस्तूर हो गया, यादों में तेरी मजबूर हो गया। ओ सनम तेरी यादों की कसम। So guys, I'll sing something old for all our faculties over here, because I know all the faculties, all my faculties also love old songs. So one dedication to all the faculty listening to us. And we'll do 2 songs more. I think Shrungal, I don't I mean I don't want to exceed the time limits for sure, but if I am allowed to do that, I would be happy to do that.
No,
So
no,
let
sir. Continue.
Sure. So one old song for our faculties. If they have any requests for old songs, they can also type in the chat section.
Sir, I have also one request.
Sure.
One of my favorite song of Shankar Mahadevan from Kabhi Alvida Na Mitwa.
Sure. I'll do that. Okay. Lag Ja Gale. So I'll do that Lag Ja Gale, and let's see how it goes. हमको मिली है आज घड़ियां नसीब से, जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से, फिर आपके नसीब में ये बात हो न हो, शायद फिर से जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो। लग जा गले से पास आइए कि हम नहीं आएंगे लग जा गले से. So that was Lag Ja Gale, and let's do Mitwa now. So would like to share one thing about this song also. Mitwa is one of the songs which probably I've performed live for the more number of times, and just a moment. Let me see the chat. Okay, so I'll do Mitwa and one last song after that, and then we can probably end the session. So one last song you can request in the chat section. I'll choose one out of those songs. If I know the song, I'll surely sing it for you. Let's do Mitwa, guys. And I'm so glad and so grateful to all of you for being here for such a long time. I know it's been more than 1 hour that we have been together, but I hope you have not got bored from this. So I hope you like this. मेरे मन ये बता दे तू किस ओर चला है तू क्या पाया नहीं तूने क्या ढूंढ रहा है तू जो है अनकही जो है अनसुनी वो बात क्या है बता मितवा कहे धड़कने तुझसे क्या मितवा ये खुद से तो ना तू छुपा जीवन डगर में प्रेम नगर में आया नजर में जब से कोई है तू सोचता है तू पूछता है जिसकी कमी थी क्या ये वही है हाँ ये वही है हाँ ये वही है तू एक प्यासा और ये नदी है काहे नहीं इसको तू खुल के बताए जो है अनकही जो है अनसुनी वो बात क्या है बता मितवा कहे धड़कने तुझसे क्या मितवा ये खुद से तो ना तू छुपा. So guys, that was Mitwa for all of you, and let me know chat में अगर कोई गाने if someone's requesting, let me know. So I saw the request of Meera Man, so I'll try singing that. So guys, Meera Man is not my kind of song, but I'll still try singing and giving justice to this. तुझसे ही तो मिली है राहत तू ही तो मेरी है चाहत तुझसे ही तो जुड़ी जिंदगी तेरी यादें हैं कुछ अधूरी सांस आधी है कुछ है पूरी आंखों में है कैसी ये नमी मेरा मन कहने लगा पास आके न तू दूर जा छूने दे होंठ तेरे जरा सांसों में अपनी बसा So that was Meera Man. I think I'll do one more song for all of you, and उसके बाद जो भी जिसको भी रिक्वेस्ट है, आई कीप कमिंग लाइव ऑन माई इंस्टाग्राम हैंडल, सो I followed most of you, so you can follow me back, or you can follow me on my Instagram handle. I'll just state my Instagram handle over here, AJ Musician Live, as they say, www.instagram.com/AJ Musician Live. So that's my Instagram handle. You can also see it in my username on Zoom. And I'll do one last song, guys. Let me know which song can I sing for you. I think there are multiple requests, so I'll just take any one of my favorite from that. Okay, I'll sing.
Hello, sir.
I'll sing two songs. I'll take up. Okay, someone wants to speak. Let me know.
Sir, Sudarshan, yes, sir. There is one song from Katar Kada Dusri. Sir, my favorite song is there. Ghei Chand, sir. Kind of Marathi song, sir.
You have also requested Sur Niragas, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So what we'll do is
One of both them, sir. Yes, sir. Please go on.
Okay, so I'll sing Sur Niragas also. We'll end it on Sur Niragas, and before that I'll sing one of my favorites from the chat. So that will be nice. I'll sing Agar Tum Saath Ho. I think many people love this song, and uske baad Sur Niragas, and then we'll end it there. I hope that's fine.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Please, please.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So. पल भर ठहर जाओ, दिल ये संभल जाए, रो का करूं, मेरी तरफ आता हर गम फिसल जाए, आहों में तुमको भरूं, बिन बोले बातें तुमसे करूं, अगर तुम साथ हो, अगर तुम साथ हो, बहती रहती नहर नदिया सी मेरी दुनिया में तेरी दुनिया है, मेरी चाहतों में मैं ढल जाता हूँ, तेरी आदतों में अगर तुम साथ हो, तेरी नजरों में है मेरे सपने, तेरे सपनों में है नाराजी, तुझे लगता है ये बातें दिल की होती लफ्जों की धोखेबाजी, तुम साथ हो या ना हो क्या फर्क है, बेदर्द थी जिंदगी बेदर्द है, अगर तुम साथ हो, अगर तुम साथ हो, तेरी नजरों में है मेरे सपने, तेरे सपनों में है नाराजी, तुझे लगता है ये बातें दिल की होती लफ्जों की धोखेबाजी, तुम साथ हो या ना हो क्या फर्क है, बेदर्द थी जिंदगी बेदर्द है, अगर तुम साथ हो अगर तुम साथ हो. Okay, so let me see the chat, and happy that still all of you are connected here. So, ghazal. Shungal wants to listen to a ghazal. Okay. एक गजल गाते हैं, उसके बाद आखिरी गाना करते हैं. So I'll cover all the genres also by doing that. So I'll do a ghazal for all of you. So this is called as Ranjish Ki Sahi, one of my favorite ghazals. I hope all of you like it. रंजिशी सही दिल ही दुखाने के लिए आ रंजिशी सही आप से मुझे छोड़ के जाने के लिए रंजिशी सही दिल ही दुखाने लिए रंजिशी सही माना कि मोहब्बत का छुपाना है मोहब्बत माना कि मोहब्बत का छुपाना है मोहब्बत तू भी कभी किसी रोज जताने के लिए रंजिशी सही दिल ही दुखाने के लिए रंजिशी सही. So guys, let's do one last song for the day. It's called as Sur Niragas Hum. It's a prayer, and I request all of you, if possible, as many of you can just switch on your videos. It would be great to see you in person, and if every one of you can switch on your videos, it would be great. And let's pray for everyone. It's a time we are going through a very difficult time as of today, and let's pray for all and end this session on that note.
Guys, can you please switch on your camera? It will be great.
Yeah, it's
जैसे
request
भी
to
हो
you
जहाँ भी
all,
बैठे हो,
please
it's
switch on
fine.
your cameras.
जैसे भी हो जहाँ भी बैठे हो, it's fine. Nothing to get embarrassed. Even I have been an engineer also. I have attended classes like you all, so please feel free. It's totally fine, however you. So let's do this. Let's pray for all. निरागस हो गणपति सूर निरागसा शुभ नयना करुणा गौरी हरश्री वरद विनायक शुभ नयना करुणामय गौरी हरश्री विनायक ओंकार गणपति ओंकार गणपति अधि ಶ್ರೀಪತಿ ಸುಖಪತಿ ಚಂದ್ರಪತಿ ಗಂಧಪತಿ ಲೀನ ನಿರಂತರ ಹೋ ಲೀನ ನಿರಂತರ ಹೋ सूर निरागस हो सूर निरागस हो गणपति सूर निरागस हो मोरया मोरया गणपति बाप्पा मोरया गजवदना तू सुख करता गजवदना तू सुख हरता गजवदना मोरया 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 गणपति बाप्पा मोरया गजवदना तू सुख करता गजवदना तू सुख हरता गजवदना मोरया मोरया तूर निरागस हो गणपति सूर निरागस हो. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for me, and really means a lot to me. And thanks for joining, everyone. I can see all of you over here, and I hope to meet you in physical presence sometime if it's possible. But as of today, for the betterment of all, for the good health of all, we are here on a virtual platform. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot. That's all from my side. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was really an amazing session.
Thanks a lot.
Sir, I would like to mention, while hearing the live wish list reaches to infinity, but we will put here and here, but we will definitely catch you on Instagram live.
Sure.
And thank you, sir.
Thank you, Strungal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your amazing performance. Thank you very much.
Thank
Now-
you. Thank you.
Now we will go for vote. Sorry, sir. Sir, here there is a small token of love from our chapter side.
Thank you so much, guys. That was so amazing. Thank you so much. Really means a lot to me.
Thank you, sir, for your guidance and for your presence here and sharing wonderful thoughts with us. Now we will go on with vote of thanks by Shubham Bendekar.
Respected Chief Guest of the Day, Mr. Aniket Joshi, sir, IUCEE Coordinator, Dr. M.S. Deshpande, ma'am, IUCEE Student Chapter Coordinator, Mrs. M.M. Swami, ma'am, Event Evaluator of IUCEE Leaderboard, Mr. Syed Majidullah, sir, and Honorable Professors. I deem it a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this webinar such a resounding success. First of all, I would like to propose a hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Aniket Joshi, for gracing today's webinar. Thank you, sir, for your very interesting and thought-provoking address, and also for the wonderful song, sir. I would like to express our profound gratitude to our principal, Bormani sir, for providing this opportunity to organize this session. I would like to thank Dr. M.S. Deshpande, ma'am, for our moral support and guidance. I would also like to thank Mrs. M.M. Swami, ma'am, for helping us organize this session and being a support system all the time. Also, I would like to thank all the faculties for their presence in this webinar. I would like to thank the coordinators and volunteers of the event for making this event a great success. Finally, to the wonderful audience, thank you so much for your cooperation. Once again, I thank you all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you.
So thank you so much, guys, for having me. I'll just sign off, and please take care. Please stay safe, and God bless everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful session, sir.